Alright, so we are here for a bit of a chiller video today, a bit of a short Legends video. Not done a Legends discussion video before, only done that for Dokkan so far, but I mean, I'm planning on bringing Legends content onto the channel, you know, as part of the new year. Sometimes, Dokkan's probably still going to take priority most of the time, but obviously during stuff like, you know, Legends Anniversary, Legends Fest, and then, you know, whenever Dokkan's like kind of dry, I will be playing Legends. And not to say there'll be periods, I'll try to like sprinkle Legends in like at least like 3 or 4 times a month at least, something like that, just to make sure there's like at least a little bit of Legends content on my channel. But you know, 2024 recently, you know, has been gone. It has left, and we are about to head into 2025, and we have the whole year ahead of us in terms of the schedule for this game, right? So, obviously that means new characters, so we're going to be getting a lot of new characters this year. Hopefully, there are some I'm hoping for personally, and that's kind of what the theme of this video is. Just basically my top 10, technically 11 because number 10 is tied, top 10 most wanted units in Dragon Ball Legends right now at the start of 2025. I sort of did this for Dokkan. My chair is like tweaking out. Hold on. I sort of did this for Dokkan. I did but it was like a whole tier list of like ideas that I had. So it was way more than top 10, but for Legends, we're just going to keep it to top 10, kind of keep it short and simple here. So, let's just take a look at number 10 right here. Number 10 is a tie between an Ultra Perfect Cell and an LF Super Saiyan Vegeta from the first time he went Super Saiyan. So, for Ultra Cell, just to start off, it is absolutely ridiculous how we do not have an Ultra Cell yet. He is one of the most popular villains, one of the most iconic villains in anime history. One of like the biggest villains in Dragon Ball, probably in top 3. I would say with Frieza and Broly, and I guess Rose. You could argue Rose might be above Cell, but I don't think so. I don't think so. But he's very iconic. You know, perfect Cell, very recognizable design. Even just among like people who don't watch Dragon Ball, if you like know anything about anime, you're probably gonna see, you know, perfect Cell and be like, oh yeah, that's that one Dragon Ball film, right? And he has gotten a couple LFs, but the fact that he does not have an Ultra is pretty weird. We got our first Ultra Frieza just last year, which is crazy. Which is crazy to say, because he's the most iconic villain in Dragon Ball history, I would say. And this guy definitely deserves an Ultra. I would think it would start out as just super perfect Cell, like this is perfect Cell. His ink art would be him going into second form and then blowing up, then coming back, and then like the animated portion would just be like him standing still. If you know the Int LR Cell from Dokkan, like his transformed art, that's what that would be. In my mind, that's what his art is. It just, you know, that but animated and with Legends effects, right, and Legends shading and all that. His intro would just be like kind of almost a remake of the Revival Cell, I would think, where it's just the part where he revives. And then he, like, you know, standing is like, hello, and stuff. And, yeah, I mean, Cell is a very popular character, one of the most popular villains, obviously in anime history, definitely one of the most popular in Dragon Ball history. I would say, like, he deserves a very, very, very premium Ultra, just of how long they've made him wait. And then for my tied spot with Cell, I would argue he kind of needs it almost as much. Now he could be an Ultra, right? His intro could be like him, you know, being like, have you ever experienced fear? I made my throat hurt, I don't know why. He can like say that, and then like, you know, he goes Super Saiyan, that's his intro, that's his ink art, whatnot. But I would think he would be an LF, where he does, you know, the big bang, like what he's doing in the art, the big bang attack as the LF. I think this is the only first time Super Saiyan Vegeta that we have in the game, which is really weird. That's why I would argue like an LF Super Saiyan Vegeta is almost as needed as Ultra Cell, just because we only have this one in the game. We don't even have like another 1%. Like that's actually kind of ridiculous. So definitely like this guy, you know, you could make him transforming. You could just make him straight Super Saiyan and then have the ultimate be the big bang attack. But yeah, this moment does need to be done justice in Legends. I am really, really surprised that they haven't done it yet. So yeah, that's going to be my 2 number 10 spots. Also going to mention something real quick that I forgot to mention at the start. But my rules for this is only 1 per character. So there can only be 1 unit per character, or else there would literally, a spoiler, coolers on this list. There would literally be 3 different cooler entries on here. So yeah. Alright, let's move on to number 9. Alright, so number 9 is going to be an Ultra Future Gohan. Now, I would not argue that this is as deserving of an Ultra as Cell is, but I do think, honestly, Future Gohan does deserve a good release. Whether it just be, honestly, even the Zenkai for this guy as well. But even if it's just like a tag unit with Trunks, like a Game Originals with DBS Trunks. But just to, like, put him on his own. I honestly think, I do think Future Gohan could get an Ultra. His intro could just be like him walking, and like, it's like that pose he did in that first art where he's like standing. And he's like, I won't let any of the deaths go accounted for. And then he transforms. He doesn't transform, he's in Super Saiyan by that point already. But yeah. I mean, they could have that be the intro. They could even have like him chopping Trunks' neck and he gets knocked out and then he transforms as the intro. That could be kind of cool. But I think, Future Gohan does have a lot of cool animations that they could use as well. I mean, throughout the fight. And as well, they could do some, like, Legends original shit. Like, they could take stuff from, like, the Warrior and Black Future Gohan from Heroes if they really wanted to. But, I mean, Ultra Future Gohan. I do think, like, later down the line, we could definitely get an Ultra Future Gohan. Definitely not, I wouldn't say, not 2025. He's not coming 2025. I don't think so. I think they would just opt to give this guy Zenkai, and then maybe we get a Game Originals Future Gohan and Trunks tag unit. But, I think eventually Future Gohan will get an Ultra, and I think it'll be cool when he does. So, yeah. That's my number 9, Ultra Future Gohan. So for number 8, I think this pick right here is pretty much guaranteed to happen in 2025. Ultra Instinct Goku. Sounds kind of funny, because, Ultra 5. Shut up. But yeah, Ultra Instinct Goku only has this 1 LF. We have 3 Beast Gohans. He's going to get his Ultra this year. Come on, like. I think a lot of people did want this guy for Fest. I'm almost kind of glad it wasn't MUI, just because of the fact of his gauge, right? Would make the meta even worse. And Beast Gohan was pretty healthy, but they could... we need a little more time to, prepare for Ultra UI. We need some counters to get up in advance, so we can kind of deal with that gauge. But, MUI Goku is cool, man. Like, Ultra Instinct is probably, like, my second favorite, maybe first transformation. No, second favorite after Original Super Saiyan. Second favorite transformation in this series and like form and stuff. Definitely very cool. I think obviously he deserves an Ultra. Very, very hype level character. I think a lot of people are gonna end up summoning for him, me included. I don't really summon for Ultras that much because they have terrible banners. I skipped Beast. I did a couple multis on Turles like earlier and I didn't get him. I was like, whatever. Okay, sure, I'm done. But if it's a character I really like, UI Goku is one of the Ultras I would summon for sure. I also did something for Majin Vegeta, but that didn't happen, and I'm kind of glad I didn't get him because Majin Vegeta is really corny, and I don't like him. Not in the show, I mean the unit, not in the show. In the show, he's sick as fuck, but yeah, I just mean like his design. His animations are pretty cool though in his art. But yeah, Ultra Majin Vegeta, can we get that guy out of here, please? But yeah, Ultra Instinct Goku, he has a lot of different animations they can take from still. I think, this punch right here, we get to the alternate art. They have, like, the whole thing separated. Like, the little part where he rages out is his green card, and then the punch is, like, attached to a different thing. I think one of the things that they could give this Ultra Instinct Goku is they could give him, like, an ult or something where he does the rage into the punch, and then he would, like, swirl around the enemy like he did immediately after he did that punch, and again, it was, like, a gigantic Kamehameha or something. He could definitely have some sick animation somewhere in there, so that is my number 8 pick. Ultra Instinct Goku. I think he's pretty much guaranteed this year. Alright, so my number 7 pick is going to be a Super Saiyan Future Trunks Ultra. I think it's possible that they would do Sword of Hope as the Ultra instead because it's been longer since Sword of Hope. But I just think, like, the intro of him going Super Saiyan for the first time as an Ultra would go so crazy, like, genuinely. Trunks is cool as fuck, bro. Like, he'd have, like, a little Shining Slash kind of, like, remix for the ult. He has, like, a little, do some of the stuff he did with the Frieza soldiers. They could take something from, like, the History of Trunks special. There's a lot of good shit that they could give an Ultra Super Saiyan Trunks. And it's, in my mind, it's mostly because of the intro and the ink art would look really cool where he's like, Goku isn't the only Super Saiyan, and then he transforms. Could definitely be pretty cool. I think Trunks, not LF, Super Saiyan Future Trunks definitely is going to get an Ultra. I think probably sooner than Future Gohan at this point. I think it's possible we could get an Ultra Trunks, some form of Ultra Trunks next year. If not 2026, I think by the end of 2026 we'll have an Ultra Trunks somewhere. I do think Trunks deserves an Ultra for sure. Whether it be the tank top Trunks. Actually, yeah, LF. An LF of the tank top Trunks where he does like the change the future attack and like him killing androids 17 and 18. I think that could be an LF. Maybe I should have put that version instead of this version of Trunks, but I don't know. I'm just mostly thinking of the intro, and this guy's Zenkai was done dirty, so I will keep it to this guy. So yeah, that is my number 7 pick. That's my number 7 pick, Ultra Super Saiyan Future Trunks. Could definitely be pretty cool. Alright, so my number 6 pick, and this is not, I'm so serious, this is not a joke entry, LF Raditz. I actually genuinely really like Raditz as a character. I think he's cool. I think he has some potential for some really cool animations he could have. He does a lot of cool attacks. I love his attack name. His attack names are funny. And, you know, he was kind of like the one that kicked off Dragon Ball Z, and he was really, I think his fight was really cool with Goku and Piccolo. We could honestly get a remake of the LF Piccolo where, you know, Piccolo shoots a special beam cannon and they like go grab him. We could definitely get a remake of that, like a preparation mode or something. But yeah, I mean, LF Raz I think would be pretty cool. Like, they could have like the double Sunday. They could have that one armed attack that he almost hit Gohan with. They could have like a cover chain. He could have like a cover chain where he like does like the big, like when he knees Goku in the chest at Kame House. Like they could do that. They could have like a double Sunday AoE attack. Kind of like this Red Raz. I don't know. Is this actually an AoE? I don't remember. No, it's only one person, but they could make it AoE. I mean, it's 2 blasts. They could easily make it AoE, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, definitely not an Ultra character. Unfortunately, as much as I like this guy, I don't think he's not getting an Ultra. But, I mean, I think Raditz, at some point, honestly, could get an LF. Like, if they want to do another Saiyan Saga campaign, I think, obviously, they would go for LF Kaioken Goku first. And that could also be on this list, but I picked MUI Goku over that, just because I like MUI Goku a lot. And I mean, yeah, I think Raditz definitely not this year, since we just got this one, but I think eventually at some point we will probably obtain some form of LF Raditz in the game. So that is going to be my number 6 pick, is an LF Raditz. Alright, so my number 5 pick right here is going to be an Ultra Demon King Piccolo. I was debating on which version of Piccolo to put it here, but like I love Demon King Piccolo too much, man. He's got to be an Ultra. Like again, like the intro animation of him like getting his wish and then immediately killing Shenron, both as an ink art and as an intro would actually go. Just it would be so crazy, right? Like it would just be, man. I want this bad, dude. I want this bad, man. But I mean, yeah, Ultra Demon King Piccolo, I think he would just start out as his youth self, because, you know, his intro would be him getting the wish. He could honestly have an AoE ultimate. It's like the attack he does in this art that he uses just to... It's like when he blows up part of a city. They could easily make that an AoE attack. There's a lot of Demon King Piccolo animations they could choose from. I was low-key thinking, like, he could have some type of mechanic. You know where, like, Goku's about to attack him, and then he picks up Tien as, like, bait? And he's like, ha, if you attack me, I'm gonna kill your friend. They could make that a mechanic where it's like an anti-switch mechanic where if your enemy is comboing you, they can't... I think I came up with this idea for a different character, which we'll get to. He's the number 2 pick. But, they could have like a thing where it's like, oh, he's holding up the person they were about to switch. No, the person, they switch into character 2, right? They say they were in character 1, they switch to character 2. The animation is character 2 trying to attack King Piccolo, but King Piccolo holds up character 1, and then the character 2 is like, oh shit, that's my friend, that's my ally, and then Piccolo will be like, haha, I'm gonna attack you now, and he does damage or whatever. It's kind of like not really a reverse, but like kind of a reverse of the Ultra UI Goku in a way, and like the Red Elephant Broly. So yeah, I definitely think King Piccolo deserves a premium release, both in Dokkan and Legends. I will fight till the day I die that this guy deserves like the highest form of respect in both games. But yeah, number 5 pick, Ultra King Piccolo. Alright, so next up is going to be a Synchro Gauge Merge Zamasu or an Ultra Merge Zamasu. Preferably of this non-corrupted, you know, like skinny, like regular version of Zamasu. Would probably be the preferred version for me. We did get the CMZ for 3rd anniversary, and while it has been a while since we have gotten a corrupted Merge Zamasu, we have not gotten a regular Merge Zamasu since the 2nd anniversary, like a premium one. We have the free one, but obviously he just shares animations with the 2nd anniversary one, so I definitely think that they would go for this one next. I'm very confused as to why for Fest they didn't do Zamasu, considering we've had, like, 2 Rosés come out after this Zamasu, this specific Zamasu, right? Like, we really did not need another Rosé at that point, because we already had the Ultra Rosé. You could have just given to a Plat at that festival, you know what I'm saying? But it had, like, a Synchro Gauge, Goku Black and Zamasu, have them, obviously, you know, fused together into this character, but, I mean, in terms of animations, he could look really cool. Like, if he's an Ultra, his intro can obviously be them fusing, or if it's Synchro Gauge, that'll be the fusing animation. Their LF, they could have the Lightning of Absolution as the LF, where they summon the bird and they do, like, all the lightning and shit. That one I think would be the best move for the LF. We don't have Blades of Judgment in the game. It's also possible that we could receive, you know, Divine Wrath as the LF, which is like the Fireball, kind of. But I think that would probably... Blades of Judgment and Divine Wrath don't really fit the LF spot as much as I think, you know, Lightning of Absolution does. Even though this Zamasu's ultimate is just Lightning of Absolution. But, I mean, still, I would think that that attack would be the LF because it definitely looks the coolest. And this guy would just have a lot of sauce. It's just his animations would just look really cool. Like, with all, like, the godly stuff that he does. Maybe they could have, like, maybe he has, like, a UI type lock-in where it's like the... You know that animation where he's like, Goku and Vegeta trying to punch him at the same time, and then he like holds both of his hands out and catches both of them? They could have that be like a UI type lock-in that he does. That would be cool. That's a perfect animation for that. So yeah, my number 4 pick, either a Synchro Gauge fusing or an Ultra Fusion Zamasu, Merge Zamasu. Alright, so number 3, we're going to be picking a Namek Saga Final Form Frieza. That transforms into full power. Obviously, this isn't full power from Judges, changing the art. Let's go back to the original, stay on this for a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, it's been a while since we got a Namek Frieza. This is the last one in 2022. We did just receive the Ultra Frieza, so I think it might be a little bit before we get another Frieza, but this is definitely one of my most wanted units in the game. I mean, Frieza just is, like, my second favorite character, so... But the reason he's at number 3 and not number 2 is just because we just got the Ultra Frieza. I can wait a little bit, so... we don't need this right now. Like, we don't need this in 2025 necessarily, but, I mean, it would be cool. Definitely, there are a lot of untapped animations from Namek that this Frieza has. In terms of final form, this first form, let me see. Let me pull up the green card. Not this one. This one is like the rocks that he does for You Might Die this time. But the thing is, we should have the blue card should be like the rocks into like the little ball that he traps Goku in. That should be like a full attack. It should not be separated into multiple things. That deserves to be a whole attack. Like, that attack is like one of my favorites in the series. He still has like the eye lasers that he can use. We haven't gotten the two-handed death ball that he used to almost blow up Namek yet. Obviously, we don't have the animation of him transforming into full power in the game, and there's some like miscellaneous stuff sprinkled in throughout the full power portions of the fight that they could use for blue cards and the LF and whatnot for full power for this guy's full power form. So definitely think that. Also, yeah, obviously LOE definitely needs the buff, absolutely. But I do think that we might be able to wait a little bit on this, but I would just prefer to get LOE buffs at any time. So anytime they want to do this, I'll be ready. I'll be ready for my transforming LF Frieza. So that's going to be number 3. Transforming LF Namek Final Form Frieza to full power Frieza. And my number 2 pick is going to be an Ultra Bardock. One of my most wanted use of the game at this point, purely because his ink art would be amazing. Think about, like, imagine the vision of him having the vision he had of Goku on Namek. Imagine if that was his ink art. Like, imagine how good that would look of him reaching out, and then, you know, the planet, like, explodes under his feet, and then, like, the art is, like, him looking up to Frieza's ship when he has, like, the blue aura around him. That definitely could be an amazing Ultra art. Or if they want to do the moment that Tora dies and he puts his headband on, that would also be a good intro for him. Although, I will say, I did make a concert for this guy on my Twitter not too long ago. That animation of him putting the headband on, it was like a thing. A new mechanic, like, basically it's just like glorified death buffs or glorified, like, dead ally buffs, where he has, like, an animation when one of your allies dies, and then he gets buffs for a little bit. My idea for that was, like, he gets the effects of the dead ally's green card and blue card on the next green card and blue card he does, kind of, to sum it up. There's more that goes into that, but that's kind of to sum it up. But, I mean, Bardock is definitely a cool character. It's been a while since we've gotten a new Bardock as well. I think the last solo Bardock we've gotten was the LF, Super Saiyan Bardock. And this guy could also be an LF. The Final Spirit Cannon could definitely be an LF. You know, his ultimate from Budokai 3 could also be an LF. But I would really just want the Ultra for that ink art that I mentioned of the Vision of Goku on Namek. That would just be beyond sick, man. This would be one of my most hyped units in the game if they decide to reveal this guy at any point soon. I'm not sure if it'll come in 2025, but it's definitely possible. I do think eventually we'll get a release of this version of Bardock, like an LF or an Ultra, but again, I would prefer an Ultra, but I'd be fine with an LF as well. So, I mean, you can just have a lot of cool animations, you know. Final Spirit Cannon doesn't have, like, an actual animation, really, because... Excuse me. This guy's blue card, obviously, is the Final Spirit Cannon, but it isn't correct. Like, he has his, like, hand up, and then he just throws it. He doesn't have, like, the correct posing for, like, a start when he's, like, holding his hand down, then he throws it. He doesn't do that, so it doesn't really look correct. So you really don't have a correct-looking Final Spirit Cannon in the game, so definitely could get that either as an LF or just as an attack with the Ultra. So yeah, that is going to be my number 2 pick, and finally we are going to move on to the number 1 pick. If you know literally anything about me, this is the most obvious pick ever. And the final pick for my top 10 most wanted Dragon Ball Legends units is going to be an Ultra Final Form Cooler. I could have gone with LF Metal Cooler, I could have gone with Ultra Metal Cooler, I could have gone with a Game Originals Tag Frieza and Cooler, but I didn't want to waste both of those characters on one slot. Although, if we're being honest, Tag Frieza and Cooler probably would be my most wanted in the game, but if we're just talking like these single characters, Ultra Final Form Cooler is definitely my most wanted character in this game. Metal Cooler would be cool too as an Ultra or an LF, but in my mind, I just want to see that ink art of Cooler transforming and have that be his intro in the game. Then we can Zenkai, the purple one, give this LF Cooler a plat that's on the screen right now. Man, yeah, I want a new Final Form Cooler bad, or Metal Cooler. I just want a new Cooler, bro. It's been a while. We haven't actually gotten a Metal Cooler in over 4 years now, which is kind of crazy. I mean, I would feel like it's been 4 years. I feel like his LF Metal Cooler or Ultra Metal Cooler is probably coming this year. I would actually genuinely think so. But Final Form Cooler, I think they might wait on. But again, this is just what I personally want, and I would be a little more hyped for an Ultra Final Form Cooler, just because of that ink art of him transforming being a possibility. All the animations, like, they missed a bunch of, or some stuff that they missed with the LF Cooler. There's one scene where, like, Goku is flying backwards trying to escape from Cooler, and then Cooler just, like, appears behind him. That is, like, a cover change or part of an ultimate would go so insane. Or it could be, like, another one of those lock-ins where, you know, the opponent switches out, it plays the animation of, you know, the character that's trying to switch out, run away, but then Cooler appears behind them, catches them, and just continues to pummel them. And then you can keep comboing. So I think that could also be a cool animation for this guy. We could get a new version of the Supernova. I don't know if we really need a new version of the Supernova. There's not, like, a ton they could improve on the LF version, but they definitely could do it anyway. Death Crasher is technically part of this Cooler's ultimate, where he, like, punches them in the gut, and then, like, lifts them up and throws them down. But I want, like, a proper... Honestly, if we were to get Ultra Cooler, I would just forego the Supernova and just make that the main part of the ultimate. If you know the STR Transforming Cooler Super Attack, the TUR Cooler, his Super Attack when he's in Final Form Transform, like, yeah, or is like his Fighter's level 1. I would just, like, I think they should just forego the Supernova for the Ultra Final Form Cooler and just give him that as his ultimate. And then you can have his blue card be like, the knee attack he does into the Sledgehammer, and then he drops down. Or that could also be part of the... there's a bunch they could do with this guy. But, like, mostly, that intro, that ink art is going to go so insane if they drop an Ultra Final Form Cooler. And, I mean, Cooler's a big enough character. I mean, Dokkan did an entire celebration around him. I think Cooler's a popular enough character to get an Ultra in this game. So, I definitely think it's going to happen at some point. If not 2025, you know, maybe in a couple years now. Obviously, they might opt to just go ahead and do the LF Metal Cooler first, or an Ultra Metal Cooler, because it's been so long. But I'm also fine with that. Like, I mean, I would honestly make this a shared spot with any form of Metal Cooler. Just any Cooler is my favorite character, so I'm fine with any version of Cooler that we get. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. If I missed any characters you like, I guess if you want to, you can let me know. I can like see those. I guess one that wasn't on this list I would want. Actually, if we're including repeat characters, like we could get like Ultra Super Saiyan 4 Goku on here. We could get Ultra Full Power Broly would be cool. But you know, they're not really on my personal top 10. You know, so that's gonna be it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I get some of these units in 2025. I'll be very happy if I get a few of these this year. So yeah, see you later.